Good morning, guys. Welcome back to my channel. Today we are doing a monthly reset. It's the end of January, and so I always like to do a monthly reset and just reflect on everything, prep for the new month. I want to do a deep clean of my apartment, which is what we're gonna do first. Take out the trash, do laundry, like vacuum, dust everything off, like deep clean my kitchen, my bathroom, everything. I need to go grocery shopping because I've got nothing in my fridge. I'm literally eating just scrambled eggs without anything. Got a bunch of other things. I like to do a digital declutter, reflect on like my habits and goals that I did in January and like how good I did and where I can improve. I wrap up my budget. Like, I do so much. By the way, I did like a workout and yoga and some like handstand drills, and I had the best time because I was listening to like old Pink music. I used to love her in like middle school. I was reading the third book in the Off-Campus series, the Allie and Dean one, which is my favorite one. It's my favorite book couple I've ever read about. I love them so much. I was so upset when I was done. Like, I was genuinely grieving the ending of that book. In one of the scenes, Allie dances to this song, like in the bar, and it's You and Your Hand by Pink, and it just reminded me of Pink. I haven't listened to her in so long, and that song is so good, and it got me so pumped, and my workout was so fun because of it. So now I'm making a playlist. This is what we've got so far. So that's like the vibe we're going for. So please let me know your suggestions. Alrighty, let's get started with our reset. I'm actually really excited. This always feels so good after. And then at the start of the week, the month, I feel so good. So let's do it. Digital declutter. I already did my phone declutter, so I went through all of my photos and I cleared them up. So I deleted like so much of it because I just screenshot so many pointless things. Like, I never look back on them, but I still have this urge to screenshot everything. So yeah, I just went through all of that. I went through all of just regular photos and put them on my hard drive so that by the end of the year I can make like a physical album of my photos of the year. And then I also went through my notes and cleared those up and just kind of organized them a little bit. And I also went through my downloads and like my desktop because so many like documents pile up because I don't clear things up as I go. That's all done, which is really good. But now I have my email that I need to go through, which is so annoying. And then I'm also gonna go through my AccuFlow, which is the program that I use to plan my weeks, my days, just my schedule. And there's a lot of like to-dos that pile up that I've already done or I don't have to do them, so I'll just go through that and delete them. And while I'm doing this, I'm gonna brainstorm other things I need to do this week and add it to different categories that I have. And then I plan as I go. Like, I plan my day in the morning usually, and it's much easier because I already have an idea of what my week is gonna look like. So I just completed my little monthly reflection page. It's basically just journaling, listing things that happen, the highs and the lows, things that really stand out. I just like to do a page, and this is so nice to look back on, like at the end of the year or at any point in the future. You can just scan a page and see what you did and what you accomplished and what happened in a month, and it's just really, really nice. It makes me feel really good and like accomplished, because a lot of the time I don't remember what happened and I feel like I didn't really do much, and then when I look back I'm like, oh, never mind. We've come to the last part of this reset routine, which is, I think, the most important part, at least for me, and it's to reflect on the previous month. So the journaling, which I already did, and kind of just reflecting on the highlights and things that happened. But then another big part is to reflect on my goals and the habits and where I'm at with that. Like, was I on top of it? If not, what can I do in this next month to make that better? And that brings me to the last part, which is to set new goals and habits and create trackers for February. I really like planning monthly. So I look at my yearly goals, which I have a few. I'll link the video where I set all that up in the description box, and then I set short-term monthly habits and goals based on that list. That honestly works the best for me, and it keeps me on track, so highly recommend. Alrighty, let's start with my finances. So this is my Notion page. I'm gonna blur out the numbers just because that's a bit too personal for me. I will pop this Notion board onto Etsy eventually. I'm hoping that in the next week it will be up there, and you can download it. It's gonna be really cheap, like coffee price, like 2-3 euros or something. So I like to track my spending and my income as I go throughout the month, because I just find it easier. But I have a budget set, and then I have different categories like personal spending, groceries, therapy, eating, drinking out, like different categories. And I have a set amount that I want to spend up to. So my first step here is to just look at those categories and see where I didn't do a good job, which I already know is personal spending. I spend twice the amount, which is really bad. I buy a lot of clothes, and it's a problem. So one of my goals for February is to keep on track with that particular spending category. I had a few like extra expenses that I wasn't expecting, like I had to pay car insurance, so I actually went over my budget like 400 euros, which is really bad. But a lot of that was things that I just needed to pay, and like I didn't expect it. And then I basically pop into this table on the bottom, like my actual income, my expenses, and then how much I saved, and then the percentage of my income that I saved. And this month I actually saved 55% of my income, which is so good. So I'm a happy girl when it comes to finances for the most part. We just need to manage the personal spending thing. We will. So at the moment, that's the only thing that I have on Notion. The rest is in my journal. So I like to pick 3 habits that I'm gonna work on in a month. So this month I had get up before 8 a.m, have a digital free first hour of the day, and take my supplements. And obviously, like, this hasn't been filled yet because it's not the end of the month yet. But other than that, I did really well. I did skip getting up before 8 like 3 times. I was sick, so I get a pass, and then I was reading books and I was obsessed with a series. So I stayed up until like 2 a.m. and then I didn't wake up on time. So we're not perfect, but like for the most part, I did pretty well. So I can cross that off, which I'm so happy about. And then, as I said, I like to set monthly goals based on my yearly goals. And let's just go through the ones that I actually did. So I did reset my budget, and then I got a table and I built it for like my work because I wanted to work from my desk and have a designated work area. I created all of my trackers for the month. I tracked my goals regularly. I had a meeting about social media ads because one of my yearly goals is to like be a pro at social media ads, so that was a really good start. I agreed on a payment with a brand that I'm freelancing for. I put at least 1K into my savings. I did a lot more, but I did that. And then I worked from my desk twice a week, which I need to cross off. I cleaned up my phone for the month, so like photos and notes, and then my computer and like all of my files and emails, so I can cross that off. I did 2 workouts a week. I actually need to fill that in because I did one today, and then I'm gonna do another one on Sunday. But I will be honest, I did skip a workout, one last week. Still gonna do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 workouts this month, which is way more than I did any month in the last year. So I'm gonna cross it off. I'm gonna write like a little note that I did skip one, but we're trying not to be perfectionists. That should be a goal, but I don't think I can manage that. I think a solution here, because I've been really struggling with actually keeping up with my workouts, is to create like either buy a workout plan that I really like, or create one myself based on like the type of workouts that I like to do and my goals. Because this month I like really didn't want to do it, and then I would go on my mat and like search for a workout, and then I would start it and I would hate it. Just like that made it a lot harder for me to actually do a workout. Try that in February. We'll make like goals that will help me with that and habits, but yeah, I still did pretty well, I think. This goal I completely failed at. I wanted to do 1 TikTok every day, and I started off great, as you can see, and then I just stopped. So I cannot cross that one off. I think first of all, it was a bit unrealistic of a goal. I could definitely do it, but I would have to kind of sacrifice other things on my schedule. I was super busy this month. And then the other thing was I didn't prepare in advance, like I didn't pre-film anything. And then I would sit down at like 5 p.m. when it was already dark and I hated the lighting, and I was like, okay, let's film a TikTok. And then I would just do something really quickly that I didn't even like and wasn't proud of, and I would just post it just for the sake of posting it, which I really don't like. So I think for February, because I do really want to get into TikTok, that is one of my like big goals for 2023. So I think what I'm gonna do is post 3 videos, 3 TikToks a week. I think that's very manageable, a realistic amount of videos that I can definitely do well and like be proud of. So, and then I also failed at sticking to my budget. I went like 400 euros above, as I said, so I need to do better at this in February for sure. So that's my reflecting pretty much done when it comes to my goals and habits. I will add the like big things that I did that took a lot of effort and time that I didn't actually put on here, just so when I look back I can see kind of my month at a glance. One of those was I got back into YouTube. Like this is the 3rd consistent video I'm posting this month. And then I also read, because one of my goals this year is to read, I think it's 30 or 35 books. I'm finishing one right now, so I'll definitely read 5, maybe 6, because I'm probably gonna start a new one straight away because I'm reading a really good series. So yeah, I just added that, cross it off because that feels good. Okay, now we're gonna set my February goals, and I already mentioned a few, so I'm gonna pop those down. So the first one is to stay within my personal spending budget. I'm really gonna be diligent with this one. While we're on the topic of finances, I want to save, I'm actually gonna write 500 euros, which is like not a lot, but I don't really expect a lot of payments this upcoming month, and I already saved like way more than I wanted to in January, so I'm good with only like 500 euros. I'm still gonna be very well on track. Then my biggest goal of the year, which a lot of you guys know about if you've watched my last few videos, is to work out consistently and again like feel fit and good in my body and like healthy and strong. So one of the goals, which I already mentioned, is to create or buy a workout program that I love and start with that, and then also to do 2 workouts a week. And then I also want to add, because I had the same last month, like 2 workouts a week, and I want to slowly build it up. I'll do only 2 activities in a month. So that means like either a run, or I can go snowboarding, or whatever, like some sort of a physical activity which lasts for like longer than 15 minutes, you know, and I feel like that's very manageable. And then I want to go to a CrossFit class because I'm going to be in Denmark, and I've already gone to that class once. It was very intimidating because I'm very unfit, and I was sore for a week, and it was also a bit like anxious for me because I don't speak Danish and the class was in Danish. It's definitely out of my comfort zone, but I just want to push myself to actually go again because I only went that one time. But yeah, I loved it. If I'm already in Denmark, I might as well take advantage, and I'll just write that I want to go there twice this month. And then I'm gonna do 3 TikToks per week, and I'm gonna add to work from my desk 3 times a week. I did 2 times last month, and I definitely did more than that, but I don't know. I just want to make it as realistic and simple for me as I humanly can. And then the last few goals that I wrote down are all like career work related. So for the startup that I'm working for, I want to wrap up and have 90 TikTok videos ready. We're already like, we have a lot of them, so there's just a few more that I'm gonna have to work on. And then I want to write out 2 weeks worth of like captions for our launch for social media. And then we're also working on a pitch deck right now that we need to send to an investor. So I'm gonna have some work for that. So I just wrote that down because that's gonna be like a big workload for this month. And then for the brand, I already kind of teased this, but I'm working on rebranding a brand, and we're gonna try to make something really good out of it. So that's another like big project that I'm working on. So we're gonna complete the market research and review of like the previous numbers, basically, to put it shortly. And then we're gonna set a budget for like marketing and all that, set realistic goals of where we want to be in like the first year, and then also finish a deal with someone that's gonna help out. And then I need to wrap up the web design, and then I want to post weekly on YouTube. I just love creating content again, and I want to stick to it. And then the last 2 goals are to put the Notion budget on Etsy, and then kind of create a plan of how I'm gonna promote it. So those are all of my goals for February, and now I need to choose 3 habits, which is a bit complicated because I'm gonna be on a little vacation with my boyfriend for a little over a week, and I don't want to set like a habit or like goal, I guess, to wake up before 7 or something and then we're there and I'm like, that's just not happening. Because it's a vacation and I want to enjoy it. Okay, so we're gonna split it up. So the first 3 habits, they don't apply when I'm on vacation. So the first one is to get up before 7:30 a.m. I did 8 a.m. this month. We're just slowly bettering that. This one's gonna be probably a little challenging, but I want to do yoga every morning, and I've been doing it very consistently this month. Not every morning, but most mornings. My usual like morning yoga flow is like 15 to 20 minutes, and sometimes that's just like not realistic. So I'm just gonna write like 5 to 20 minutes. It just makes me feel so much better. I'm actually gonna do my full skincare daily because I've been a bit lazy and I've had like this purge happening because of a product, and it's really making me insecure and not great. So I'm just gonna be more diligent with that and really make sure that I'm doing everything that I can every morning and every evening. I'm obviously gonna stay on track of the ones that I did this month, which is like the digital, I can't say that word, digital free first hour of the day and taking my supplements. Like I want to stay on track with that. Okay, and then when I'm on vacation, my 3 habits are to do my skincare daily, to take my supplements daily, and to have a digital free first hour of the day. And I think that's very realistic. Like we can stay in bed until like 10 a.m. It doesn't matter. If I just do these habits, I'm good. Those are all my goals and habits broken down. I'm pretty happy with all of that. I think all these little goals are gonna help me to get to my long-term goals, and I think the habits are well thought out. Like I can do them, but there's still like a bit of a challenge and a bit of a change, which is good, a positive change. So yeah, the only thing I now need to do is a tracker for the 3 habits. So I'm gonna make a separate one for the like vacation, and then a separate one for the rest of the time. And it's just gonna look exactly like this basically, because this works for me. And I already have a tracker for working out, which is this, and also my saving tracker. So the only thing I need to do is the habits tracker, and then I just need to make the TikTok tracker so I can color that in, and I think it's gonna help me to stay on track.